So let's transition. I'm going to talk about another subject, which is the defensive security briefings. Now, bringing back the FSO is responsible for implementing the security program. Part of the security program are required briefings. Some of these required briefings are the non-disclosure agreement briefing that every newly cleared employee gets. The defensive security briefing is part of that. The initial security awareness training is required for all new employees, regardless of whether or not they came in already possessing a security clearance. And the defensive security briefing is part of that as well. Derivative classifier training is a requirement of clear defense contractors. That's every 2 years, and defensive security briefing is part of that as well. And also the insider threat program requires insider threat training, of which, again, the defensive security briefing is part of it. So in the past, defensive security briefings have been applied to foreign travel, but it's also applicable to helping your cleared employees understand when they are being groomed to be to be recruited to become an insider threat. What I mean by groomed is an outsider. It could be a foreign agent or a competitive company, for example, might be trying to contact your authorized cleared employees to perform nefarious and espionage type of work for them. So this kind of training can help your cleared employees become aware of these recruitment methods. The cleared employees should have a good understanding of their responsibilities to protect national security. This training is embedded in security awareness training. Defensive security training should be standalone. And for those who travel overseas, or maybe those special circumstances, if the threat is high where you are of being victims of espionage, for example. The training should be constructed to make the cleared employee aware of their responsibilities to protect other employees, their products, their customers, or those which they do business with. Topics of defensive security briefings should include threat recognition, how to assess and how to respond when approached for recruitment. So the cleared, if there is an instance where a cleared employee might want to, might be recognize nefarious actors trying to get to them, they'll learn it from the defensive security briefing. And defensive security briefing should also cover required reporting that could come as a result of being recruited or attempted recruitment. So let's talk about travel then. So the cleared employee should understand how to behave themselves while traveling, where they can find help if they need it, and how to conduct themselves in such a way to protect our national security. They should notify, first of all, the triggering mechanism is a cleared employee is going on a business trip or maybe even a personal trip overseas. Foreign travel is reportable in and of itself. When a cleared employee travels overseas, they should notify their facility security officer. This includes Mexico, Canada, the Caribbean countries. The security department can then construct a plan to train the employee about the area, see if there's any OPSEC or security issues that the employee should know about. They might be able to inform the employees of where to go in case there's danger. The State Department is a good website that the employee can go to, that the FSO may provide that employee with the State Department's website. Traveling employees and anybody who is traveling overseas should familiarize themselves with the site and use it to become an informed international traveler. And that's at state.gov, www.state.gov. Now, there's some risk to travel with a work computer. Technical data can be transferred, for example, by reading notes, peering over your computer screen, conducting seminars, and et cetera. So if you have an employee that is traveling overseas to conduct a seminar or to attend a symposium or briefings, Prior to going, if they are presenting or being approved for releasing technical data, they should have an agreement or a license to do so. If they do not have a license or agreement to do so, they should not be in possession of this technical data while they're overseas, because that could be a deemed export, and this export would not be legal, and the company could get in a lot of trouble. A lot of times custom agents have been looking at computers and the information inside. And so if an employee goes overseas with a company computer with technical data inside that is not part of a license or agreement, they have just committed an export, whether anything happened or not, because you must assume that your computer is being accessed by nefarious actors. And so you have to be really careful about this. I'm not saying it's always happening, but if you're traveling overseas, or employees traveling overseas with a license, and they're going to be presenting a briefing, or they're going to be going over to conduct business, only that information that is allowed to be discussed should be on that computer. Everything else should be wiped. So it may behoove a company with travelers to wipe the computer every time a trip is over and provide an employee a presentation computer, so they're not bringing their own hard drives or their own laptops that may have sensitive information in it. And, you know, it doesn't always have to be ITAR sensitive. It could be competition sensitive. So it's just a good practice not to bring more than you actually need. You might want to consider briefing physical safety and security. Employees should not travel alone in many situations, depending on the risk. So the FSO is good at doing risk management. So they should continue risk management, not only for the protection of classified information, but the protection of sensitive information, personal information, PII, and the employees and their family members themselves. So the FSO can help with that risk assessment to help the traveler be able to recognize any threats and mitigate those threats and find a safe place. Some threats an employee could face while abroad includes economic threat of technology, threat of being approached by intelligence agents. The agents may offer formulas, or maybe after formulas, financial gain. They may target classified or company sensitive information to gain a competitive edge. It costs millions of dollars in damage to the United States if they were able to get this. So these are just some areas that you might include in a defensive briefing. If you want more information about required security briefings, just go over to redbikepublishing.com and go to the training. We have lots of training there on our main page. So redbikepublishing.com's main page, you can go to training. We have specific NISPOM training at BennettInstitute.com. Thanks again for hearing our podcast. And if you have any questions or ever want some more information about our podcast or have recommendations, please contact us at editor@redbikepublishing.com. You can also subscribe to our newsletter. Just send me a note at editor@redbikepublishing.com, or go to redbikepublishing.com, and we have subscription boxes there. You can become join our reading list, and we come out with great articles often, and we discuss them on our podcast. And we also send out information with links to our books. Really excited to announce our upcoming book. It is actually out for pre-sale on Amazon.com, believe it or not. This book is called How to Get Government Contracts and Work on Classified. How to Get U.S. Government Contracts and Classified Work. It's a contractor's guide to bidding on classified work and building a compliant security program. This book goes beyond security clearances. It goes more into how to establish your business and be better prepared to bid on classified contracts, win those contracts, as well as, this book has already become #1 in air and space law and a few other categories, including public law, law and ethics, and professional responsibility, and more. So if you're interested in learning how to be a defense clear defense contractor and bid and perform on classified work, this is a good book to get. And again, it's available on redbitepublishing.com, or how to get U.S. government contracts and classified work on Amazon. Again, thank you for coming. I know there's other podcasts you can listen to. We're glad you're here.